This is a 67-foot yacht which will set you back just shy of $6 million. This is an 87-foot yacht which will set you back just shy of $10 million, and they were both designed and built at the Lazara Yacht Shipyard in Antalya, Turkey. We were invited and granted unrestricted access by the company's CEO to visit their facilities and to show you exactly how these luxury vessels are built.
Good morning, Tristan.
Good morning, Denise.
Welcome to Euromarine.
On arrival, we were greeted by Denise, the company's marketing director. Immediately, we went to meet the designers and see first-hand digital drawings. Lazara Yachts do not outsource their yachts designs. It's all created with their in-house team.
When the client comes, they get to touch, feel, smell the materials, and they can choose what they want to put onto their boat.
Yes.
When a client chooses to buy one of their yachts, they are invited to the shipyard not only to tour the facilities, but to personalize and customize their yacht to their own preferences and tastes, from the hardwoods to the soft furnishings. We headed up to the executive floor to meet up with George.
Hey, Tristan, how are you
Good
doing?
to see you.
Very good to see you.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic.
And he took us to the workshop where all the designs are made a reality.
So tell us about this particular area
so
here.
right now we're the interior facility, so we
Right.
build all our interior here for our yacht. Call this a red shed. We call that a
The blue shed. Yeah.
Red shed is where all the interior is built for
Yeah.
our yachts.
Right.
Blue sheds are where we have the physical yachts right now located.
Physical interior is built here.
Correct.
Once you're happy with how it all looks, all the measurements are done. You then, I guess,
We finish
dismantle
it.
it all,
That's right.
and then you take it all to the yacht.
That is how the most of large super yachts are built.
Yes.
So the interior is always built outside.
Can we see some examples of
course.
what you guys have done?
We will go and look at these areas, all of this.
Okay.
And this area consists of 2 VIP cabins, 1 double cabin, and 1 twin cabin.
I
Completed.
see. So here, for example, this would be one of the.
Uh-huh.
This will be.
This is exactly same as at 87.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
That, and then you'll see the technique how that's getting built.
This will be then split into 2 cabins.
Exactly. And that's going to be staircase going to be coming here.
Right. Gotcha.
And then if we
Okay.
come on to this side, you're going to see that's going to be the bathroom.
Bathroom, yeah.
You know, ahead, and that's going to be the master area. As a builder, we feel that there's nothing secret on what we do. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, we have a lot of techniques and stuff, but we are not trying to hide anything.
This is all the carpentry,
This
furniture
is
building.
but carpentry for the interior.
Before we head into the blue shed, I would like to introduce you to today's sponsor, Babbel. My work takes me to many countries around the world, and having a basic or advanced understanding of the local language can make life so much easier. With Babbel, you can start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks, and all the lessons have been created and designed by real language teachers. Babbel teaches you real-world conversations, whether you're traveling, on business, and much more. When I'm working with international clients, being able to speak even a small amount of their language really helps with building a relationship, especially when you're in the business of selling super yachts. Spring is a time to refocus, clear out the cobwebs, and make moves to become your best self. If learning a new language has always been a goal, now is the perfect time to make it into a reality. And right now, you can get 60% off your subscription with a 20-day money-back guarantee by clicking my unique link in the description box below or in the pinned comment. Muchas gracias a Babbel por sponsor este video.
And this becomes the blue.
Exactly, that's a blue shed where we really build the boats. That's a hull number 2 of the LSX. You guys saw this, the hull number 1.
We did.
It's going to be exactly the same, so you can see how we're building a boat, how the construction is done, and then based on this, it's going to become that beautiful sport yacht that you guys seen. It's going to take about 9 months to complete.
The UHV 100. When did this have its keel laid?
So this keel was laid, I think about 3 months ago, 3-4 months ago. I would say for something like this, about 6 months to complete for the full structure.
For the structure.
So we are now on the main deck up.
Yep.
First, I want to show you how we build the boat, because
Okay.
this technique is very, very different in the majority of the builders for the same size. All our floors are floating floors. What
Okay.
does the floating floor mean? That our floors are detached from each other. And then we have a specialized rubber compound that you're going to see later on
Yeah.
that makes installation of voice, vibration on to completely different level. I would like to take you now to the master, and
Right.
this is where the master bed is going to go. Come here, look
Right.
all the way forward.
These are the mixers, right?
These are the mixers. Yeah, these are very, very high-end
That
mixers.
is a very high-end mixer.
That we're using for all.
So mixers, guys, you know, for the hot and cold water. These will be the faucets.
And we're designing and planning everything in 3D. Now, do you remember I was telling you the raised floor? So this
Yes.
is where you're gonna see here. And if you look at down the green vibration compound,
Yep.
and then you're gonna see the floor. This is fully isolating the floor. And you have amazing dampening of the vibration and sound. All our construction is epoxy. We do not use wood in our construction at all for the structure of the boat. This makes a very big difference. So
So explain to the viewers why that's so important.
majority of the boat builders, starting from the core, finishing from everywhere, they use either balsa, which is a specific type of wood, or other type of plywoods to make the boat construction cheaper and to make it, in some ways, maybe lighter. But you know, we use a very specialized foam that makes also very, very light construction. Now, when you use a wood, it doesn't matter. Wood always penetrates the water inside over
Yeah.
years.
Sure.
Now, in our non-wood construction that we decide as a yard do, we can guarantee the hull pretty much for lifetime. I mean, our costs are significantly higher,
Sure.
but we build forever. Yes.
Right.
Okay, so now this is something that I'm really proud of our yard, how we do the work for. I call this infrastructure of the yacht, and that is all plumbing, electric, hydraulics, everything that you're gonna see, the body of the yacht that we wanna build forever. So you see that our construction doesn't include any flexible hoses. All our material at the top of the line. These are tanks,
Right.
and you see that everything with tanks, including, you know, covers, leads are all fully composite.
Okay.
These are for fuel, so you have a
Fuel
fuel,
tank.
fuel tanks.
Okay.
And then you have a cofferdam and interconnection for more fuel. And all the way forward, you're going to see a black water tank that is here. So we have also a freshwater tank, which is in the aft area, and then we have also the gray water tank, of course.
What's your thing against flexible piping?
Flexible piping, as you know, as a captain, is going to last from 5 to 10 years. Going to smell, and then the crew or captain needs to replace it. Most areas you're never going to reach, and it's going to create a lot of problems. And me, as a yacht owner, has gone through so many boats that I said this is never going to happen with my yacht.
Wow.
So lifespan of what you see here, including electric and other, is done from the point that you must never service this.
What challenges you face technically from using rigid pipes in comparison to your conventional yacht that would use flexible piping?
So the difference is that if you really do not plan, and if you don't have a 3D planning, this is impossible to do. Most of the time, the all hosing, as you know, on many boats you've seen, is done just some guys there just running a pipe.
Find the gap and run the pipe.
None of our workers are deciding how anything is run on this boat. This is all decided in our design and engineering department, and they're executing it based on plans. One of the things that I would want to show you is how the scupper lines are done. And what's very interesting, you can see a scupper there.
Yeah.
And that is scupper that is connected with the composite pipes all the way to discharge box. And if you remember, I was talking about discharge box.
You have no through-hole fittings.
We do not have a
Zero.
through-hole fittings outside on the hull of the boat. We don't have zero. So you will see also that we built our gray water tanks as a structural tanks. Sure.
It's not just a sump box that's being stuck in the with the screws.
And they have.
So that's being fiberglassed in.
These are part of the hull. So let's now look at our pilot house, and you see how much space we have under. You know, where we're going to have the most important equipment, and that's what's kind of cool to see, what the thickness of our floor is.
Wow.
And you don't have a ceiling here, so it's going to be like this.
You got, yeah, exactly. You still got the floor skirt on top and the underneath. Yeah.
It's quite obvious when you see the boat profile from the side. There's a lot of volume of vessel out of the water.
So there's a lot of concerns about how stable the yacht is and how it will cope in heavier seas.
So tell us about the calculations and how it all kind of
so
works.
very, very, very good question and very valid question.
Yeah.
You see a top-heavy boat, and everybody says top-heavy. So we spent a lot of time and money into real naval architecture and engineering of the boat. What we did is we tried our best to lower the center of the gravity of the boat, so boat is very stable.
So how have you transferred so much weight down low?
How do you, so material usage. So you see
Okay.
that our old tanks are integrated in a hull. So we
Yeah.
try to put as much weight on the bottom as possible.
Okay.
And then the way we build interior, we build interior very light up and
heavy
much
down.
more heavier downstairs.
So the engines will be sitting on here, on
Exactly.
these two. Yeah, okay.
If you look at these areas, that's where
Yeah.
the engine's main supports
That-
are.
so you have two engines here, one here, one over there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we have the shafts going all the way aft.
Yep.
And then we have the shaft couplings and shaft seals. So you see two large day tanks, which are also integral tanks of this yacht.
Yep.
Because
Day fuel tanks.
day fuel tanks. The tanks that we saw, the other fuel tanks, they were forward.
Yes.
So that's where the guest areas were, the under and the bilge, and that's
Yeah.
where we're lowering the weight.
The center
and
of
then
gravity, yeah.
these two tanks, fuel tanks, are the ones which are getting a fuel from the main tank.
Yep.
And then they're getting clean and they're going back. Everything you're gonna see in the stainless steel, that is the infrastructure, or that's a piping for the fuel system. So every piece that is getting as a part, either of the mold or a different structure, is a computerized printed.
Right.
So we're using CNC machines.
Okay.
That's the machine that takes all the drawings and
Yeah.
cuts out all the wood to exact, precise size, so you can build that composite mold on top of it. You know, we have the one department who is in charge of preparing the epoxy. We have an epoxy component A and B. And so what happens with epoxy, that you need to mix two different components of the epoxy to start working.
Right,
Become
okay.
a real epoxy.
Okay.
And so this machine does precise job how much it needs to put one component to another and mix that and provide a material so they can start using it. Every week we're going to test our epoxy
Wow.
to see how it's going to come up.
today?
Look at this. Today's, and look at this is soft yet.
Still not cured. So now you've done these tests, what do you actually do with this? What's the...
No, we're keeping that to see, to show.
Make sure it hardens
Yes,
correctly.
it's harder. This ensures that we do not have a surprises on a boat later on.
Right,
and
okay.
there is no problem. So
Hi.
this is a room, temperature controlled room, very cool.
Yeah. It's temperature controlled, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it needs to
Feel
be temperature controlled, and where we're gonna cut all the different kinds of the glass.
Yeah.
And prepare that for our workers.
Yes.
For the lamination on a different projects. All our composite engineering, or how we lay the fiber, is also done in a computer, done by different engineering companies for us, and then the workers know how it works. You know,
Right.
what are they going to use it for?
Yeah.
What do we use for the e-glass? What we use
Sure.
for the core, and so on. So it makes it very easy for workers not to make mistakes. So you see a small workshop for the carpentry.
Yes.
That carpentry workshop is the preparation for boat building carpentry. So this is for them to cut the core, prepare the wood as a template, to use all the different wood samples. As I said, we do not use a wood for boat building, but we do need a wood to build a boat.
Sure. The templates, the molding,
course.
all that kind of stuff. Okay, I understand.
And so this is a small shop which is very close to the yacht.
Right.
So this is where we keep all our components.
All your
And what
parts.
you can look at it, starting with how we
Yeah.
isolate vibration on
Yeah.
the
hose clamps. Well, pipe clamps, yeah.
This is the clamps to keep the hoses, the hard pipe,
Yeah.
in place.
And you need vibrations with the rubber. It just
Yes,
softens
and
it.
this is forever, and this is stainless steel 316, and this is, you know,
Okay.
we're using yes, and this big difference.
Yeah.
Using all 316.
And this piping.
Yeah, so we are using very high-end German made in Germany piping.
Yeah. Okay.
For all our freshwater, gray water, air conditioning line, and you see the thicknesses. Stainless steel for all of our fuel system, And you see that the construction, and we use the brand Gabarit, and with a completely different kind of, you see how it's getting connected?
Yeah, I can see. And what that
With
does
a
that get
rubber.
clamped on?
Of course. There's a special machine
Yeah.
that clamps it on,
Yeah.
and there's no leak. So what you see here is how we lay the teak.
The exterior teak deck.
We, of course, take the templates,
Yeah.
but then if you look under,
Yeah.
we lay very thin layer of the fiberglass.
Okay.
Then we build the teak on top of this,
Right.
and then we take the whole teak and put on top of the boat. So you see that preparation period, and that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Look at that, and look how thin it is. Look the thin layer. And that's the layer that's gonna be teak bonded on. So this is a very, very warm. Why
Yeah.
is it-
Temperature controlled in here.
It's a temperature control.
Ooh, yeah.
This is special, and you see when we're looking at the jacuzzi, this is an area where the special components that want to be in a clean environment.
Yeah.
We build them here, and then we provide a high heat so
Yeah.
they cure.
Curing. Yeah.
And then this is going to go and getting installed and bonded. So you see other components
Yeah.
here of the part of the boat building and part of the hall and stuff that we are building. And this is where we keep all the electric wiring. You see all the components. We do all the electric work ourselves and we have a test bench here. You know, you'll see all the insulation material. You'll see all the breakers and everything that is needed for that work, you know? That's where you have our upholstery team.
Right.
And you see that they're preparing some of the cushions. So this is what is cool. Some of the finish
Oh, this is a veneer.
veneers, yeah. We have teak, you know, we have all of different kind of sheets and we have a ton of it. So this is for
Yeah.
several yachts. So we buy them, we procure them, we keep them in temperature controlled environment.
Yeah.
And, you know, and we stock it, we just buy it, and then we have all different kind of wood that then client can select, and then we can do all different kind of finish. Right now, but this is where all of the varnish work
Okay.
is not. This is the area where the physical paint happens, and specialized control room with a filtration, and you see the floor,
Okay.
ceiling to floor
Air comes in.
ventilation. Exactly.
Right, and that's all filtered.
Exactly. This
So
is
you
all
clean
filtered.
air.
Also filter. If you look at it, this whole filter,
Yeah.
specialized filters on the bottom.
So you don't get any contamination on the.
Yes, exactly. To have as
paint.
minimum contamination as possible.
The one question I have, obviously we've seen the shells of the two boats.
Uh-huh.
The installation of the more mechanical equipment, i.e. main engines, generators, where is that done?
It's done there.
It's all done in there.
course.
Okay. So do you bring in like special cranes
Of
or something
course.
like okay.
We have a ceiling cranes.
Right,
See,
yeah.
A big crane.
Yeah, I
We
did
have-
see it, yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
we have a couple of cranes.
Okay.
We bring machine, and we have an ability to go from wherever we want and put the
Okay.
equipment there. But the yachts do not move from here. Here's all the epoxy that is coming. So
Okay.
component A and B, epoxy and hardener. And then
So all the stainless on your boats are built in-house?
all the stainless.
Everything?
Yes.
The bollards, the cleats,
Yes.
the fairleads,
And
the
we're gonna-
handrails?
We're going to see them. This is our stainless shop. That's where all the stainless pieces come to life. And then that starts from the material, and we're going to see some of the bollards, and we're going to see UHV 100
Yeah.
anchor pocket. You see some of how the bollards are done, and this is going to see your anchor pocket. And if you come here, and it's strange to see, you can't imagine that this is going to become the shiny piece of the
Stainless steel?
stainless steel that you see on the yachts. And
Yeah, look, these are all bollards here.
exactly. And then and then you see the base of the bollard,
Right, okay.
and then how it was just a stainless steel material, and then just became part of the boat.
Fantastic.
And unfortunately, most of the people never see this.
No, never.
They don't understand how
Yeah.
the boat is really built, how all the materials are done. So yeah, so
That goes into
that's
There we
really
go.
cool that we're gonna see.
There you go.
There you go.
First time ever you've seen
Yes.
this, viewers. I guarantee you.
Exactly.
This is an all-world exclusive.
To watch the full, unrestricted tour on board the completed Lazara LSX 67, then click this video. See you next time.